right, you are now listening to Talk FNF TV with your host, Frederick, and my lovely co-host, Miss Fair.
What's up? Hi, guys.
You been doing all right, Miss Fair?
I've been absolutely wonderful. How have you been, honey?
Can't complain.
Of course you can't.
I'm with the most wonderful girl in the world. That's why.
Yes, period.
All right, man. So I didn't want to have to start here, but this shit has been taking over the internet completely. It feels like.
In the past couple hours,
yeah. Over this whole day, I started seeing this earlier today, probably a little bit afternoon. Mm-hmm. And just for the listeners out there, so Lil Tay. So if you're not familiar with Lil Tay, it was an Asian girl who was an internet influencer. I think she was known as the youngest flexer was when she was 9 years old.
Okay.
And so essentially their stick was appropriating black culture.
Yes, as Asians do.
And they were appropriating black culture in the sense of flexing with money. I think I seen videos with her dad having like a grill and stuff. Essentially, they were just trying to act like they had a lot of money and they were exploiting the little girl. So essentially, they would do things kind of a la similar. I don't know if you're familiar with Baby Gronk. Have you heard of him?
No, I have not.
So he's one of these other internet sensations where his dad is his kind of niche is football. His niche is football. Mm-hmm. And so his dad essentially takes him going around doing interviews and they got exposed. So essentially in their interviews, what he was doing was feeding him lines. So they would ask him the question, cut to Gronk, look, Baby Gronk, you see his dad telling him what to say, and then they let him say it. And essentially the plan is supposed to be cut to the kid, he answers the question crazy, cut to the reaction. That's how you create the viral moment. Mm-hmm. That's essentially, from what I was looking at some interviews of her, that's what they was doing. Because I'm looking at the cuts, I'm looking at the reaction. This doesn't feel natural. This doesn't feel normal. What she's saying feels staged.
Yeah.
Like someone is giving her this lines, this ideals, and hey, this is what we need you to push.
Did she talk in her content?
Mostly her content was just with the money. She would have a lot of money in her hands,
yeah.
Jewelry, materialism. It wasn't anything of substance. Mm-hmm. It was just essentially, like I said, they're appropriating black culture. So what the story is here is she has been reported that she has passed away. So the allegedly, yeah. Well, I mean, that's where it gets crazy because the post originally came from her own page. So I'm going to read that post, and it's really eerie. Like, not to lie to you, like, we'll get into it. So this is from her Instagram page. It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and undescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected, and she has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds an even more unimaginable depth into our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss. And the circumstances of surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt all who knew and loved her. So, let's just talk about the crazy part of this whole thing. Not only did her brother allegedly pass away, according to this post, mm-hmm. The language is crazy, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing is still under investigation. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Why do you think it's like crazy verbiage?
So when I hear circumstances under the circumstances are surrounding her, death is under investigation, mm-hmm. That means no illness. And
well, yeah, I would assume they were both young kids.
I would assume that would mean foul play.
Yeah, they were both young and didn't have any chronic illnesses or anything like that. So we assume that like when a 12-year-old dies,
she's 14.
14-year-old dies, then it's Like, she didn't die of heart disease. Like,
I mean, yeah. Again, so
there's some type of foul play at hand, and
allegedly,
the verbiage has to show that.
I mean, we don't know because it gets crazier as I've been doing more and more investigation, hearing more and more stories about this. So there is a person on Twitter. Her name is Majesty Rhea. This is what she kind of went into. So she disappears from the internet for years.
We're doing real investigative journalism here.
Oh yeah, we're going into the tweets.
Twitter.
We're diving.
Majesty Rhea.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
She has 20K followers.
Oh wow, 20,000 whole people on Twitter.
That's called legitimacy.
That's like a quarter of a brain per person.
That's
on Twitter.
That's legitimacy.
Twitter is like bottom of the barrel social media.
So let's see where her investigation has taken her. So she says that Lil Tay has basically disappeared from the internet for years, being sent to live with her father, who was accused of abusing her and taking her money. Her brother tried to expose the abuse and even made a GoFundMe to help with legal fees to fight the father, but the brother died too? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
It's a little fishy.
Here is she put a post from Complex that kind of talked about the accusations that occurred in the articles from 2021. Some people suspect her brother and mother didn't have pure intentions either. She also stated that it was all around sad situation. They said there was a hashtag about save Lil Tay was made even back then. And then basically her kind of one big question was, so my first question is, if the brother who runs the page also died and Tay, who didn't have access to the page for years, who accessed the page and made the statement, who has been in control? She also dropped another post where she said she feel obligated to post this if it's true and it's some type of scam or they got hacked. So let's see. This is from Aiden _ Revival. The police are claiming that they have no records of Lil Tay, Claire Hope, or her brother's death. Additionally, someone who put a prompt through ChatGPT that produced an almost identical paragraph to the death announced post on her Instagram. This whole thing is shady AF. Yo, this is nuts. Like, this is freaking insane. And I guess somebody
have any reputable sources come out and said that this girl has passed, or have any reputable sources come out and said that there's no, like, the police don't have any record of her passing?
Is the Daily Mail not reputable?
I mean, like,
everything.
Actual news sources: New York Post, New York Times.
I'm on the investigative tip. Okay, we're on the ground floor. I'm in the grassroots. Okay, I'm like in here with no jumper saying we don't have no information. Okay,
I'm not seeing anything that's actually like really confirming.
Oh
her
my
death.
goodness, this is giving me the Asian Carly Russell.
Low key.
The Asian, she seen where the clout got her.
She trying to get back into.
She's trying to get lit. Because ain't nobody was caring about this little girl.
No, not for a long time.
Let's keep it a bean. That whole appropriating culture, acting like you flexing, that shit is only cute twice. That shit is cute when you 9. Little girl, you 14. All right, it's time to get grown. It's time to make real decisions. It's time to understand that either if this girl's dead, I feel bad for going in on her, but if she's not, this again, where's the post at? The authorities don't know where she's at. I don't feel bad for feeling a little skeptical now. Everybody's lying. Everybody's AI. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand. Like, is there any truth to this? This little girl gets reported she's dead at 12 noon, and now end of the fucking day, we're getting reports saying that the police don't have any reports on this. Is this a clout chase of epic proportions?
Faking your death for clout chase is crazy.
I knew somebody that did that before. When it was literally like right after I got out of college.
That's
not college, excuse me, right after I got out of high school.
A regular ass nigga.
It was in it. And he I guess, I don't know, he trying to get some shit popping. I don't know. Essentially, him and another dude I went to school with had put on there that he had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was going crazy on Facebook. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then come out, this nigga was lying. Was lying. This nigga was
like,
allowed the whole
what
time.
the fuck for?
I don't know. Clout, maybe. I don't know.
That's stupid.
That was early.
Now you just stupid.
That was early clout to drug shit. You know what I'm saying? So
that don't make no damn sense.
I've seen this drug attack people before, but this shit is just crazy.
Clout is worse than crack.
It's definitely worse. Man, it's just interesting to see, because like I said, there was allegations of abuse from her father, which I can definitely see that. Like, if y'all seen the old videos, I can see where there was some bullshit going on.
I'm really I didn't watch her content that much. All I really seen her do was sit in a car with a money fan.
And that's where I seen it. But when I did some more digging and was typing in her name, then I started seeing more interviews with her where she was talking to, more other places and stuff like that, trying to, just do the influencer thing.
Yeah.
But it was and she was in rap videos and stuff like that. It was just, she was a good niche for a little bit. But that shit only lasts for so long to where you actually got to bring something of substance.
In rap, I want you niggas to stop fucking letting everybody into the fucking culture just because they like it. Of course they fucking like it. The shit is lit as fuck. Why would you every single time someone shows slight interest in black culture, black people be like, oh, and give them you don't deserve points for that. You don't deserve points for being interested in something that is the most interesting, right?
Word.
That's whack as fuck. I hate that shit. Let's continue.
So, I mean, it's going to be more to come to find out, but I'm calling cap right now. This shit just doesn't seem real, and even nothing about this feels real.
It's very weird, and it's
okay, but hold on. One quick thing before you get into that. They said they put her post through an IA tester.
AI?
Yeah, what did I say? IA?
Mm-hmm.
AI tester. How do you know? How do you know? How is they supposed to figure out it's AI? Just because of the way that the way it was worded? I need to look into that. I want to know the science behind that.
PR.
They definitely said it was all 100% AI. And that was from the page who posted this was 69 Sam 420. And they said it was pretty sus that it went through the calculator. And it was all 100%. But man, like I said, if she has passed away,
based off of.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't know.
That's why I kind of thought it was a little funny, because it's
the people on the interneting and doing random bullshit and acting like they're investigators when you're not. You're just a person with a computer and access to internet. We're
investigators.
We have journalism degrees.
I mean, yeah, but yeah. All right. All right, we just got to get into some more information. Man, I kind of want to get into this nigga Slick a divester. I know that's generally a term used for the women folk, but I just seen some really disgusting content, and I got to share that with y'all.
Let's get into it.
We definitely have to. Hold on.
Get into it.
I'm not mad at slavery. If you look at slavery from the proper historical context.
Hold on. Pause it right now. This nigga, I was already done with this shit from the first 7 milliseconds of this video. Go ahead.
We're going to start it from the beginning. Hold
Go
on.
ahead, because this shit is fucking stupid as shit.
I'm not mad at slavery. If you look at slavery from the proper historical context and actually focus on the point of slavery, as in why it happened in the first place, you'll come to find out that slavery was a lot less about subjugation and brutality, and a lot more about economic growth and prosperity, especially for those who participated. I mean, not to play a devil's advocate here, but let's look at things from the perspective of the average white male back when slavery was a thing. The average white male at the time was not a member of the ruling class, which means there were, for the most part, only two ways to make a shit ton of money in a short period of time. Become a farmer and raise livestock and produce meat. That was really big back in the day, I hear. Or loan a ship, usually from a Jewish family, and use that ship to complete at least one successful trip of bringing slaves back to the America. It was the come up of a lifetime, and it was not easy to do. First, the amount of debt they had to take on to get one of these ships. Second, they had to take this ship, sometimes through stormy seas, and a time, mind you, where there was no such thing as a satellite, or navigation, or GPS, or any of that stuff. All they had to go on was a compass,
poor white man
behind their sails, and the grace of God. And then if they did manage to get to Africa, now they got to deal with, well, Africans. Okay, to be fair, a few Africans made this part really easy for them. But then they still have to deal with being in Africa, a climate that they're not used to, and all the different things in Africa that their immune systems just weren't built for. And then even after all that, hopefully they can make it back home with their cargo and make enough of the cargo to pay off the loan.
The cargo being his brothers and sisters.
As an entrepreneur myself, I am impressed with that level.
Bro, I hate this nigga.
I'm not even mad at it, bro. Ezekiel and Mordecai had to do what they had to do to come up. Hold on, before you cancel me, did I say that I condone slavery or it was a good thing?
It doesn't matter.
No. Am I saying that slavery benefited all parties involved? Absolutely.
I want to burn your home down.
I'm saying acquiring slaves was a lot of work for slave masters back then. Way too much work for me to justify it being just about a hatred for another group of people. It was about money and greed. The transatlantic slave trade was capitalism at its finest. And that's why I say
capitalism at its finest is the wrong way to look at it. It's capitalism as at its most evil, at its dirtiest, at its filthiest, the worst, most low down fucking way you can succeed as a fucking human being. It is not to be held up. It's to be condemned. And with the obviously the was the superior whites apparently because the had the boats. What the fuck were they doing to own everything in the first goddamn place? They had to use their boats to go get the black people? To go get the Africans? I fucking, oh my, this shit makes my blood boil. For real.
Okay, so there's a lot of parts that we got to unpack on that. We might have to beep out some of that part that you just went on that little rant there.
Ooh.
But there's some parts that I think that are very relevant to the ideals that are being pushed today. So one of the things that I think really stuck out to me was his point of saying, as an entrepreneur, I can understand and respect the risk that they had to take and blah, blah, blah. And I just think I think that point is so crucial because you know my beef with the earn your leisure, financial literacy, bullshit gurus.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about that. You know how I'm very critical of it. It's very interesting that he made that point because you know what? You know who has a very similar interview?
Get in your bag.
Where a clown ass nigga is talking about something similar where, oh, slavery was just good business. Earn your fucking leisure.
Stands, which is green, which is what this is all about. Even slavery wasn't about trying to abuse you or me or my grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. It was about economics. It was how do you get people to work for free? How do you get free labor? At the bottom line, it wasn't personal. And we take it personal. We've gotten emotional about it. We get distracted. And as
these clowns have the same kind of content. And this is the shit that I be trying to express to people. Is that when you have this ideal that is centered around these fucking goofballs that all they want to do is regurgitate information that says, oh, it's going to put money in your pocket. It preaches individualism. This is what you get. You get these people who instead make these stupid, asinine statements about something that not only affected their lineage, but affected the world's lineage of people who look like them. This was a transatlantic slave trade that happened up and down North and South America. And they try to trivialize it and put it into this fractional of what it actually is by just saying it was good business. Oh, you got to respect the risk that they took. Thank you. These niggas are fucking ass clowns, and that's why it has to be presented as such. Because this is what it leads to. This is what this idea of black capitalism will always lead to. This selfishness and stupidity.
How do you, as somebody who's seen the whole history of slave trade, colonialism, everything, still have this mindset of like, basically, you sacrifice the masses for a couple people being better off?
Well, because they're shitty people and they believe that if they were ever given the opportunity to do so, they would probably do the same thing.
You want to be one of them so fucking bad that you're making excuses for them, and you're never going to be one of them. It's never gonna happen. You're never going to be one of them. You're literally just going to be a nigga to them forever for the rest of eternity. So you need to bucket the system instead of trying to be part of it. And you trying to be part of it, you're pussy.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like I said, their whole, that's why, again, anytime I get an opportunity to bring it back to Earn Your Leisure, I'm always going to shit on them. Anytime I can get on these financial gurus and these people who try to preach this, the only way you find your way through is financial freedom. No, they're selling you a dream. They're passing you jokes.
It's unrealistic.
They're laughing at you. You're the people who they make fun of. They take your money and then they make fun of you. They have the group chats that they talk to y'all in. Then there's a group chat of their little group of people where they talk trash about y'all.
These niggas wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire.
No, they would try to see if they can make a profit off of you being on fire.
They would try to sell you something so you could
put
yourself out. Put yourself out. Motivate yourself to roll, stop, drop, and roll. Yeah. That's what these niggas would do.
That's what they would do. You're right. Like I said, all these folks, DJ Envy, Caesar, Earn Your Leisure crew, we can go on. All y'all niggas be clowns for real, but
I hate niggas who disguise themselves as a man of the people when you're really just a man for yourself.
That's all it is.
You're barely a man for your family. You're a man of yourself.
That's all it ever is. It's just
you're a man of your own ego. That's it. Stop trying to like parade around like you're a man of the people.
And I just want to say, people for out there who kind of, are thinking about, jumping into one of these groups or buying one of these, like, what do they call these little seminars and all that stuff that they go. Just think about this, man. If somebody has to put it into a class, into a course for you, these are the same people who will tell you college is a scam, but then will sell you a class. Now, if you ask them why college is a scam, they would say because there's no guaranteed employment behind it after you invest all this money.
Yeah.
That's the same thing their dumbass courses are doing.
They're not guaranteeing you anything.
They can't guarantee you anything.
They can barely guarantee you accurate information.
The thing is, the lifestyle that most of these people live, and we can switch up to a different topic, but these lifestyles these people live come directly from you as the consumer. Like, it comes directly from the consumer.
Yeah, if you stop consuming, they're not going to be up anymore.
They would never be able to use the skills that they're telling you to use to make money.
They're literally, they want you to want to be them, and it's a cycle. If you want to be them, they continue to be what you think they are.
They're not them. And
they need you to be sheep, and they need you to be stupid.
And then the reason the people who validate them do it is because they know it feeds the game. It puts blood in the water so that the sharks can still eat. So, like, there's so much shit going on with this shit like that. It all kind of centers around. So, are you familiar with Prager University?
No, I'm not. But I heard
you've never seen like none of their like clips, because I'll be wanting to understand the YouTube algorithm when it comes to commercials, because I get their ads.
I've never not once gotten their ad, but like, I'm consuming different content than you. I'm watching YouTube tutorials, hair tutorials. Like, I get more like consumer ads, like things for me to buy on YouTube than anything else.
Yeah, I get a lot of telling me to watch other people's content. But I think because I'm a person who watches videos all the way through, so that's why they try to get me to go to other people's content, so I'll watch it all the way through.
And I watch like compilations of other content.
So Prager University is a right-wing YouTube page, and that's essentially what they promote. Like, I remember watching a video on their page where they tried to shame rent control. And their idea was, oh, you don't want rent control because then the landlords are less incentivized to give you good service. So I sit back and think to myself, like, when I hear things like that, I truly listen to what people say. And I think that's a lost art nowadays, is that people really don't listen to the crux of what people say. We listen to what we want the merit of what they're saying to be. So when you say that, this is what I hear. When you say that landlords are less incentivized to give good service. So you're saying that because they're not getting a certain amount of dollar, they're going to give subpar services, even to the point where it's illegally subpar services.
Always.
Because they can't overcharge for the service? So
you only work hard. You only try to provide a good service so that you can keep like gouging people of their money.
Yeah, so you can overcharge.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, so if they just gave good service and regardless of the money, then it wouldn't be nothing about rent control. It would just be about them not giving good service, them being fucking slumlords, which a lot of these people are doing and are getting away with in real time. Like having people living in these subpar conditions. And no one's checking them. No one's doing anything because they're the landlord. The people who are inside don't have the means to really enforce their rights.
No, because those people are usually the most disenfranchised. If you're in a situation where your landlord is a slumlord, then you're probably not going to have the knowledge, you're not going to have the resources, and you're not going to have the money or the time, which is a really big thing to fight it.
I was actually watching, I was actually reading on Twitter, I think her name is OMG on Twitter, and she's actually, I don't know if it's her apartment complex, but she is galvanizing a renters union against a slumlord right now, where like she's got a bunch of people who are declining to pay rent. They are saying until you get our conditions back to decent conditions, we're not paying rent, and looks like they're winning right now. They got folks looking crazy in the local newspaper and everything. So shout out to her for real.
Literally, yeah.
Big time, big time, big time. But back to
Prager.
Prager. Back to Prager U and their bullshit and their plethora of information. So I just saw the most disgusting piece of content from their page, and I didn't think it could get any more vile.
I don't want to play it.
Oh, we have to. Because they defile my namesake. Well, my dad is my namesake, but this is another person who potentially maybe our family's namesake. But they disrespected that boy Frederick Douglass. His vile behavior. So I'm going to play this for y'all. It's going to be on the screen.
Children, our founding fathers knew that slavery was evil and wrong, and they knew that it would do terrible harm to the nation. They wanted it to end, but their first priority was getting all 13 colonies to unite as one country. The southern colonies were dependent on slave labor, and they wouldn't have joined a union that had banned it.
Are you okay with that?
I'm certainly not okay with slavery, but the founding fathers made a compromise to achieve something great, the making of the United States. It was America that began the conversation to end it. But Leo is correct that big problems need to be approached very carefully. Have you kids heard of William Lloyd Garrison?
Real
No,
gangster.
Nope.
He's an abolitionist like me, and he and I used to be friends, but we aren't any longer. We don't agree how to solve problems. William refuses all compromises, demands immediate change, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he likes to set things on fire.
Period.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like you know the type.
Yeah, we've got that type in our time.
So, you're trying to work for change inside of the American system.
Precisely, Layla. Our system is wonderful, and the Constitution is a glorious liberty document. We just need to convince enough Americans to be true to it.
Hey, yo, Prager University, yo, y'all some fucking full of bullshit ass niggas, yo. Real fucking shit. This shit is fucking ridiculous. I can't even fathom who was this creation team? Who was this animation team? Y'all was a fucking clowns. Y'all some fucking clowns.
It's really scary that like people can just come up with their own content and just change narratives.
Yo, this is Frederick fucking Douglass we talking about. Like, y'all, only Dr. Umar can speak for Frederick Douglass. That's kinfolk.
I don't.
Like, I don't.
Are they related?
He said they are. But
That is not true. That nigga Umar was lying like a motherfucker.
Not too much on Umar. Not too much on Umar. Not too much on Umar.
That nigga is a liar.
These Prager University is lying right now, okay?
Of course they are.
So not too much on Umar.
That's crazy. This nigga said he Frederick Douglass' cousin. That's my cousin.
He did say they kin. Dr. Umar did say they was kin. No cap. He did say that. No cap.
Bro, I love this nigga Umar. He is unhinged as fuck.
But the shit like this is necessary and needed, man. When you got people who are being willfully ignorant and going back and just changing history. Yo, I don't think folks know. Frederick Douglass put $10,000 of his own money into like the first black bank that was made to help freedmen.
He did, yeah.
And you know what happened to the money in that bank? Fucking white people who were in charge of the money put it in risky investments and all the money was gone. So money that was supposed to be used to help freedmen was now turned into nothing and helped nobody. When one of the richest black men in the world put his own capital into it. So like, again, you earn your leisure types. You people who are all these financial literacy types. Explain that. Where's the financial literacy in that? When you have people who are willfully and maliciously taking black wealth and destroying it overnight. This still happens today.
It does.
This shit is still happening today. When y'all fucking clown ass appraisers, which is probably a lot of black appraisers too, will go out to these people's homes and write low ball estimates, then go back to their white friends to buy these low ball estimates, then sell that shit for twice what they appraised it for, and now they eating, selling out their own people. This shit is going around everywhere. And we can't keep allowing this misinformation to go unspoken. That's why I'm not even mad at the teacher who said the crazy shit about the white folk. Because when you have folks going,
she was wilding a little bit.
She was wilding. Again,
you can't be like a teacher, like a public.
Yeah,
servant.
she's a public school. But again, I agree. You can't be a public school teacher and espouse such rhetoric. But if we had more opportunities to be able to grab teachers and have them in black environments where they can homeschool kids. I seen actually a post that was talking about that, where like this teacher created her own homeschooling environment and was able to teach kids from her own residence instead of, them going to public school. If we could get more of that, if Jay-Z stopped giving money to people to cut kids' dreads off and actually to create schools where we create our own criteria and requirements.
Curriculum
and requirements, yeah. So again,
there are charter schools or schools where
Diddy got a charter school
where parents have more say in the curriculum and stuff. So you can find charter schools that are.
But we know the problem with that though. A lot of black people don't got enough funds to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So. But now, I mean, this shit is just getting ridiculous. Like, honestly, like, it's going to get to a point now, like, the real misinformation is happening. What did the teacher say? You want to get into the teacher?
Yeah.
We can get into the teacher. So she is a Texas teacher, loses her job for complaining about her sister was dating a white man. One of her messages said she enjoys being racist. So essentially what was going on.
Do we have the tweets, like the whole rant of tweets that she, cause she ate that little part. I was not mad at all. What she say? She found out that her sister was dating a white man, which is like devastating, right? Like I'm gonna have to, like I have to deal with a white man at Thanksgiving dinner, your birthday, my birthday, parents' birthdays, anniversary. Like now there's a white man that I have to deal with in the comfort of my family's home. Bitch, I should put my hands on you.
No, you can't do that.
I should put my hands on you. I don't want to deal with white people in the comfort of my own home.
See, the problem that's wrong with her.
That's going to sound crazy. I dead ass. I prefer black people. Let's continue. I don't care how it sounds.
All right, hold on. This is what she said. Hold on.
So, y'all already know why I'm having a bad day. My sister is a cave dweller smasher. in my house on this land. I just want to let y'all know that I'm about to do everything in my power to fuck this relationship up.
As you should.
And it's gonna be so fun.
It shouldn't be
and
fun.
So satisfying to watch.
It shouldn't be fun. You should be devastated. You should be trying to find a black man to replace this man with that will love her better, because your sister will be heartbroken. So take that into consideration. But definitely get that white devil out of your midst.
So how would you play it if you had a sister and she was dating a man of a paler complexion?
I would complain at every second I can, but I would put no energy into trying to break it up. I don't think I would. No, I don't think I would. I would literally say every time she bring him up, I would let everybody know my disapproval. He would know.
You would probably call him the wrong name on purpose.
I would have a different white man's name for him every time I see him. I would have a list, 50 names. I'm not even repeating one.
So would you have her date Wayne Brady?
Thank God I'm an only child. Oh, I would rather Wayne Brady.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm surprised to learn that when Wayne Brady said, "Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch?" that it was gender neutral.
Choke a bitch?
I didn't know. I assumed he was talking to women when he did that was a gender neutral bitch.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, Wayne Brady,
bitch just in general.
Wayne Brady has just came out and said that he is pansexual.
Big LGBTQIA plus period.
You didn't even say P.
Plus. Plus is the P.
So my thing is this: a lot of people aren't aware of what pansexual is. So I'm gonna give my mediocre
my goodness
definition of it.
Go ahead.
And then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yes.
So when I hear about someone saying they are pansexual, that means to me that the physical sex and or identifying gender does not reflect on who they would date. It is only if we vibe, then we vibe, and now we are now in something.
Yeah, you are correct. So pansexual is sexuality or romantically attracted to people regardless of their sex or gender. So your sex and gender does not matter at all. Doesn't matter how you identify. Doesn't matter at all. It's just like, what are your vibes? What's your personality? How do you make me feel? That's it. For the pans.
I remember one time it was when like the whole I'm a sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual.
Oh, that's what it is. Sapio. I'm a sapiosexual was like.
Yeah, that was only a thing for pretentious ass Tumblr bitches.
No, I remember I had a homeboy say that one time, right?
You don't even know what that fucking
and I know
mean,
I said, so you fuck niggas? He was like, whoa. I said, what you mean? No, I like give your brain. I said, nah, nigga, that don't mean nothing about gender. You can like a nigga brain and want to break his walls down, yo.
But he thought sapiosexual meant female brains.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
It was one of those heteronormative things.
Yeah.
So that shit was so fucking funny. I was like, oh, so you like to get bust down by niggas?
You like the brain as long as it's attached somewhere to a vagina, a uterus of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, you just like if you need that, if you have to preface it with something else, then you like that preface. So if you have to preface it like
then
me,
you're not sapiosexual.
I'm a pussy person. I like pussy people. That's who I like. I like pussy people, and that's just what I like to call it, you know?
Period.
It's easier that way. You ain't got to drop in the women, the trans. No, I like pussy people. You got a pussy? We can talk.
No, we can't.
I'm just saying, in a past life,
yeah,
we could have talked.
Period. Let them know. If you got a pussy, you better stay the fuck away from this man.
That was necessary?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to be on this campaign of shitting on Elon Musk with all this shit he been doing to my beloved Twitter.
Bro, Elon is a fucking dummy.
I mean, this nigga did a checkmate today. But
he did.
I don't know if I told my history with Twitter on the show.
I don't think you have. Not on the show.
Okay, so
He's told me about 17 times.
I'm gonna keep telling you. So I was one of the people who started Twitter like really early. Like I got on Twitter, I want to say around 2009 was when I first made it. Came out in 2006. So 2009 was when I made it. And the reason why I made it was because there was a show called Cold Pizza that turned into First Take that had Skip Bayless on there, and they would read your tweets off live, and they would show it on the screen. So I wanted my tweets to be shown, so I made a Twitter to be a part of it. So I grew essentially as a man up on Twitter. Like that was my social media.
And that is why y'all hear the bullshit he be spewing out of his fucking mouth.
I'm an original Twitter nigga.
Because Twitter raised
I raised Twitter, nigga. I was a Twitter OG. I was so crazy on Twitter. I had a page banned. I got a page that got taken down, and I had to start over.
Having a page taken down in back in the day Twitter is crazy. You were probably literally threatening to murder people.
No, I was not that insane.
Because back in the day Twitter, like you could literally get anything off.
Yeah, I mean, you thought you could, but
you could be like, and then nobody would give a fuck. Twitter, you could literally bully somebody until they committed suicide and nobody would give a fuck on Twitter.
Nah, they banned me though. They got me off the first. I had to make a whole new page. That shit was depressing. I was upset. Cause like I had a straight little following, yo.
How many?
At the time, I was like, it wasn't that big. It was like 900.
Okay.
But it was like growing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going. And the next thing I know, I realized I couldn't tweet no more. This was like 2000. I want to say like 2000.
Do you remember what the tweet was?
I don't know because it was a lot. I was going crazy. This shit happened like 2015. It was like 2015. I had 14 or 15. When I realized they was like, oh, you can't tweet from your page no more. Like I could keep looking at tweets, but I couldn't tweet from the page no more. So then I ended up deleting the page and getting rid of it. So once Elon Musk purchased it for $44 billion, I've been making it my life's mission to just like shit on everything about him and his company. But he made this shit a lot harder, yo. Niggas started giving out them checks.
When he started giving out the checks, like we didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. So I thought that was just him trying to make money back from overpaying for this app.
Nah, this nigga was giving niggas giving out checks, yo. I'm talking about he was giving out real emotional terrorist checks. Like niggas who been doing nothing but destroying our community.
Yes, like the people who have a following on Twitter are people who just spew nonsense all day for the most part.
That's what I had to tell these niggas.
Gave you niggas money. They should have never gave you niggas money.
I had to let these niggas know they shouldn't have gave these niggas money. So I don't know if y'all on Twitter, y'all know ZV Bear. That nigga is a sick motherfucker. All that nigga do is tweet about white women. Like that's like his favorite fucking pastime. And this nigga got a check for $3,335.66 for 30 days of Twitter posting.
That's crazy. How many followers does he have?
He has 44K. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
So just imagine if he got 44K and he tweets regularly all day with that kind of level of engagement. Just imagine what somebody who 100K just made this month from Twitter Blue.
He's really trying to motivate the people who are heavy on Twitter to stay on Twitter, which it's not a bad move.
This wasn't the only person I seen posting. Like I seen folks posting 4K checks, 2K checks. Like the shit kind of made me slick like, damn, maybe I should get on Twitter Blue now if niggas getting this kind of bread.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like I said, I don't have the kind of following.
That's rent.
Yeah. This nigga said, he said, I can now tell people what I do for a living is tweet about white women and the richest man in the world pays me thousands.
I'm so like, I'm mad that you are able to get that off.
That's a hard bar,
like,
though.
I'm jealous that you're able to
That's
get that
a bar,
off.
though.
Yeah,
That's a bar, though.
Low key.
Like,
high key. Shit.
That shit slick player.
I'm really upset. Like I'm upset because I have to physically take my black ass to work on a regular basis.
But see, I think the thing about us, I think too, with us being in journalism, during the time when social media was rising, our teachers was very cautious about telling us what we put online, especially because with me, I thought I was going to go the path of formal journalism.
Me too.
So I was like, okay, I can't go crazy on the internet trying to get this short-term fame when
you
I want
just went the fuck off.
But nigga, that's what I said, bro. The worst thing I ever did was listen to my parents, young.
And other people.
Yeah, that too. But listening to my parents was one of them because my parents.
The worst thing I ever did was not.
No, cause see, my parents used to tell me shit like, "Oh, don't play videos all day." Nigga, I could have been twitching. I could have been on Twitch playing video games all day. Nigga saying, "Stay off the computer, go outside." Nigga, all the money made on the computer.
All of the money is on the internet.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't say crazy stuff online. That an employer might come after you. Everybody who says crazy shit online is making money, crazy money now.
And you could have just not put it under your name.
It's just so nuts. So now I'm just like, yo, the past generation.
Whatever our kids want to do, wants to do, I'm gonna let them get it off. You know, as long as you don't want to show your booty hole, I'm always going to be against that.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna let you show your booty hole, but other than that, anything else, go ahead, dibble and dabble. I mean, it won't hurt.
You got to, like, even with my little man, like he doing the little real world thing. So you know, I'm allowing him to see what's going on over there by still monitoring. You know,
yeah.
Even though it's like
he's a great little man.
It's like, hey, bro, that nigga Andrew Tate is a monster, but I'm gonna let you have to learn that your way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
get your shit off.
You gotta let them learn their way.
It's not the worst thing to be doing.
Yeah, because like I say, if I just think about a lot. Damn, if I just would have had that opportunity to just experiment with it. Like I was looking at this nigga, Mr. Beast. This nigga did a whole video where he counted to 10,000, 100,000, I think, or 10,000, something like that. This shit was like a 24-hour video that he posted where he just counted to like 10,000.
And people watch that shit.
People watch it. People commented. People talked about when they was at certain times and the numbers and stuff like that. Like, honestly, that time of the internet was a crazy time.
I wonder what type of fucking like miswiring you have to have in your brain to watch somebody count and be like, yes, this is content that like makes me like
who's
really
the motherfucker
excited.
That's going to count? That's the crazy motherfucker.
That's both. All parties are insane.
No, because no one's gonna watch 1 to 10,000, but you'll watch 1 to 100, or you might watch 100 to 150. Like you'll watch in between, but no one's watching the whole thing. The question is, who's the motherfucker who would really commit to that time and think, okay, this is going to be able to bring me something in the future? And then just think about the shit like having to explain that. Like, I could never have explained the internet and what it could be to my parents. Like, if I feel like if I could, the shit could have been different. But, like, to explain the time, like, bro, let me just keep trying shit, and eventually motherfuckers will watch. Because ain't Mr. Beast, ain't shit special about Mr. Beast.
Not necessarily, no. He's not doing anything like new under the sun. It's just
he just was consistent.
He just
had the ability
to keep doing
the
shit.
He had the ability to keep doing it. He reinvested in himself every time he made a little money from it. So I mean, at the end of the day,
he has the audacity and confidence of a white man to keep reinvesting in himself.
Oh yeah, or reinvesting in his failure until it becomes something that isn't. And that's where, like I said, most of his content ain't come from to the point.
The power of manifestation is real.
It's not manifestation.
It's manifestation.
No, it's the ability.
That man manifested.
No, he didn't.
He kept investing in himself.
That's not manifesting if you're investing in yourself.
Manifestation is real. The power of words.
All right, we ain't doing that Oprah shit. So I'm gonna make sure I speak out against that. Oh, manifestation is not real.
It is.
No, it's not.
You're wrong.
This man had his parents.
Boo.
He had the only resource being him, and he was completely driven to obtain something. Like those are the combinations that you have to have.
Watch Mr. Beast come out and be like, I manifested this.
Yeah, that's because he's gonna sell you a book about it too afterwards.
Manifestation.
That's why he's gonna tell you he manifested it. All right, man. Let's see.
What else is on the docket?
we went into a lot of crazy shit. Like everything that had like his own little own little tangent. But
always, yeah, tangents are necessary.
It's time to kill your boy. We didn't wait a long time. We waited to the end of the show to kill your boy. Daystar, come to the front.
So, Tory Lanez got 10 years. Nigga, you are going to jail. Jail. Prison for you. Immediately. Yeah, nigga. Get him the fuck up out of here, nigga. That's what happens. I am literally... This is the best thing that could have happened. And you're 10 years of jail for breaking he was on probation. So there are a lot of people that have been going around talking about, this seems like a lot for shooting somebody in the foot. It's not. It's not at all. It's not a lot for you're on probation. You're not allowed to have fucking guns. You're not a citizen of this country and black. And then you did this in fucking Calabasas, nigga. You shot a woman who is of some type of prominence. Thank you.
I don't know. My bad. I was about to do this one.
Okay, period. And then the last thing, damn, I forgot the last thing. Oh, yeah. You fucking, like, basically made fun of her, coerced her, and intimidated her nonstop for several months after the fact. And then showed no fucking remorse. Zero remorse. She didn't even want to press the charges on you in the first place.
That's what it sounded like that night. And Tory was blasting that motherfucker. He was spraying that bitch. That's what he was doing. I'm not saying that was cool. I'm just saying that's what he was doing. Yeah, that was a long ass drop.
It was, and you fucking made it go off like 3 times too. Like, what the fuck was that? No, but seriously, Tory Lanez, jail for you immediately. And also, I saw somebody that on Twitter that was like, how do whatchamacallit? What are the fake teeth?
Veneers.
How do veneers and hair plugs fucking hold up after a decade? Damn. You're gonna look terrible.
Yo, it's gonna be bad. I think we gotta put in perspective what this man really did. Like, Tory Lanez, you are the stupidest motherfucker of all time.
Literally.
Like, let's literally take a step back. Let's go back and put our mask on and go back to pandemic times. Mm-hmm. Tory Lanez was recently a free agent from his record label. I don't think people understand that is a rarity in and of itself. To be as big as he was before the pandemic and be coming into a free agency. Now, and when I say free agency, I just mean being able to sign with another parent company.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Another
he
label.
was independent.
So yeah,
he was an independent artist.
So you go into the pandemic, independent. I think he drops one album and then he goes independent. Now you have.
Yeah, he dropped his last Chicks tape, and then he was independent, and then it was successful.
Mm-hmm. It was really good.
Yeah,
and then you go into the pandemic and you have pandemic radio.
Yeah,
hotter than fucking fish grease.
It was literally, you had millions of people tuning into you on a regular basis. Like, you were part of their regular lives. You made shit easier for them.
For the first time in probably his whole career, for real, motherfuckers actually cared and knew the name Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez was a household name
in a real way. I'm not saying that, again. That's not to say before what he was doing was not that he wasn't well known, but he wasn't in people's houses. He wasn't talked about. He wasn't being spoken about in the blogs at this level until that point.
He was being solidified as like a staple in our community.
Yeah. And so we have him putting out great music. He's hotter than anybody could imagine.
He's doing what needs to be done.
And he's going to walk in to, at the very least, a 7-figure deal.
Yeah.
At the very least.
If that's what he wants to do.
The minimum, a low 7-figure. Hey, this guy samples too much music. He has to get it.
Yeah.
He samples too much music.
He needs a powerhouse behind him. Yeah, you're right.
He needs an executive producer behind him. So he gets this easily get this 7-figure deal. But you know what happens when niggas are on top? They get fucking cocky. They start feeling themselves.
You niggas start acting like whites.
Start acting like these niggas don't know.
You get a little bit of money.
This shit could get taken away.
You are still niggas.
Daystar.
You need to remember that.
And then you start treating your black queens like they are thoughts on the corner for a white woman.
What white woman?
Kylie Jenner.
They was leaving her party.
No, he wanted to stay and fuck Kylie.
Oh.
But because of the way that Megan was acting off of the libations, they had to leave.
Okay.
So, again, you over here taking your frustration because you got to leave the apartment with 2 chicks you already hit, so you can't hit your ops girl. Because that's what he wanted to do that night.
He wanted to fuck Travis Scott's girlfriend.
He wanted to fuck his ops girl. I understand. I know what that is in that play. But my nigga, you threw it all the fucking way. For what? For what?
We don't even know still.
You don't even like this bitch.
Obviously not.
You don't like her. You fucked her friend. You don't like her.
You obviously don't fuck with her that much. Like, she was obviously just something to do.
She talked about your weak ass samples. She talked about you being short and your fake ass hairline, and you took the pistol out and you started spraying. And now your dumb ass got 10 fucking years.
Meg Mouth is crazy. She was probably coming for his entire being. I mean,
is that an AO for you? No. I'm holding that to you.
Ain't no AOs for women.
You can't say a woman's mouth is crazy.
Her mouth is crazy.
She probably was violating that nigga. Called that nigga all kinds of short motherfuckers.
She literally I assume that she violated the fuck out that nigga in his entire existence in that car.
These niggas can't keep it P. That's gonna be a central theme that I'm always gonna bring up, is how these niggas is not playing. Granted, these women ain't worth a damn most either, but these niggas ain't player. I promise you, they ain't.
You can't.
And Torey is like, Torey was just the epitome of a lot of you clown ass niggas, yo. Granted, y'all may not go to such extremes to pull the strap out on a chick, but y'all losers will do this shit. Will get upset with a woman, be violent with a woman because she ain't give you what you want. And it's just ridiculous, yo. It's fucking sad, yo. As a nigga who a woman has generally given him what he wanted, and seeing the niggas who was hating on that, I don't like that. I don't like that. That shit lame. That shit lame as fuck.
Jail. Jail
done.
For you immediately,
that
sir.
That nigga done. He's done. And he gonna get deported. Like, that shit is
take
over
your
with.
ass back to Quebec or wherever the fuck you from, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Take your ass back.
I never understood why this nigga name, his radio name wasn't, or his artist name wasn't Daystar. That's way better than Tory Lanez.
Because Lucifer's last name was Morningstar? Probably. I don't know. You sound like Satan.
Daystar does not sound like Satan.
Daystar and Morningstar?
No.
Are literally day and morning. And then it literally, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, not Lucifer Morningstar. Literally, that's
not it.
That's the and then what's his father's name?
I think it's something crazy too.
It's something star.
Yeah, it's something wild.
It's something like fucking.
I saw somebody say that he was upset because of the sentencing, and they was like, "Yo, my nigga, you didn't even raise that nigga, yo."
Yo, literally, he was like, "Oh, you can't blame him. His mother died when he was 8. Nigga, Meg's mother's. What do you mean?
8 is different from a grown woman, though.
Regardless.
You got me say you just got to add that on.
It doesn't matter. Nigga, get over it.
I'm pretty sure that's something they probably was able to jail with each other about, because they both lost a parent. I'm sure that's something that, you vibe with when you're dating somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, his father's name is Sunstar.
So is that devil? Is that devil?
No. I mean, it's just the similarity between Daystar and Morningstar is very close, and that's what it made me think of. But there was also so did you hear that Iggy Azalea wrote like a letter into the trial for Tory Lanez? Like there was like 70 plus letters, but one of them was Iggy Azalea's. And she was like, give him a sentence that's reformative but not life ruining.
Mm-hmm. Did she say that? Are they on the same label or something?
I don't know. Where the fuck did this bitch even come from? Bitch, go back to Australia. Who the fuck gives a fuck about what the fuck Iggy Azalea has to say?
Ain't no cap though. Like, the hoes fuck with Tory Young. The hoes fuck with Tory Young.
He makes music for women.
But they fuck with Tory.
He literally had his albums were called chicks tapes. Like, he makes music for women. So of course, like there's gonna be women. Oh my God, I wanted to talk about black women who are still on Tory Lanez' side.
We can talk about that next week then.
Yeah, because
we got a couple.
I need to drag you bitches thoroughly. I really want to thoroughly drag y'all.
We can talk about that after we do our top 10. We didn't forget about that.
Yeah, we got to do the top 10.
We got to do the top 10
women that Jonathan Majors should date in Hollywood.
No, we just do the top 10 of just single black girls who aren't dating anybody or aligned with anybody.
Were we gonna align them with actors or?
We can take them from some old women and then put them on the young girls.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
That'd be cool.
Some matchmaking.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. Talk FNF matchmaking.
I think that is that.
Is that a
Can
segment?
we make that yeah, maybe. I don't know.
A segment. Look at us.
We could do it for like movies and shows and stuff, like when we don't like who's coupled up together. Like, let's just fucking matchmake the characters on our own.
Well, I feel like I like doing it with real people's lives more than a movie. I want to be like, you shouldn't be dating
It's a movie to us. We don't know these people, babe.
No, but
it's just like a movie to us.
Okay, so you just conflated things. See, that's what's hard talking to women, yo. Y'all just trying to turn. All right, man. Talk FNF TV. We appreciate y'all listening.
Turn what?
No, I'm not doing this with you on camera.
Turn what?
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you on camera, yo. You try to you're conflating and whatnot, yo. I'm not trying to do that Haitian. I'm not trying to do that Haitian sorcery.
This don't have nothing to do with Haitians. Apologize immediately.
I did. Apologize immediately. Apologize.
The show is over.
Thank y'all for listening to Talk FNF TV.
He's gonna have a terrible night.
All right, we appreciate y'all listening. We out.
Hey, wait, nah, we not out. Follow us on all of the social media, talk.fnf.tv on not Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of the things, right? And then like, follow, subscribe, all of those things also. And bye, y'all. Love y'all.
And shit, the way Elon is paying niggas, we might need to get a Twitter.
I mean, I don't want to deal with the vitriol that Twitter brings.
I would be the one.
It's just like
handling
people on Twitter. That's my thing. On Twitter, people misunderstand things on purpose to just get their shit off.
Well, no, it's because it's good for the engagement.
Yeah.
That's all. You want people to respond.
Yeah.
But we out of here.
Bye.